Hello, welcome to Andertons TV. My name's Rabea.
And I'm Pete.
And we are here with the brand new Neural DSP Quad Cortex.
Oh, excited about this.
Yeah, we did a few videos yesterday doing like captures and messing around with some tones, but today Pete's playing and we're going to capture, because it can also capture pedals.
Yeah.
So we're going to build some presets, but we're also going to then try and capture the Dane here. We've got a Tube Screamer, we've got a Field Marshal from Thorpy.
This is a Fuzz.
And maybe, just maybe, we'll also capture the Metal Zone.
Yes, just because.
Because we can.
Just because.
So we'll put that in the mix too. All right, well, yeah, I suppose you've probably had the least amount of time on this compared to me.
Yeah, it was you and Lee that did it yesterday, and then did I do something? Oh, we did the A/B test, didn't we? Blindfolded, and man, I just couldn't. I mean, I think that when we did two, didn't we? We did one where it was in the other room, and then we did one that was here in the speaker, and it's so good now. This kind of stuff, isn't it? I mean,
the capture really has floored us.
Yeah. So we're just gonna. I think what we're gonna do now is just, instead of using the captures we did yesterday, we're just gonna take some of the presets or some of the amps and the cabs that are in here already, just to show that we can also make like a nice sound out of that. Yeah. Right. Instead of using what we did yesterday.
Yeah, and then we'll capture some of these and add them to that preset and see how it all sounds.
Yeah.
So let's start with the cab.
Again, it's super easy to control all of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I had a fiddle with it earlier and I messed up with the setting, and then I sort of just snuck off.
Yeah. So I'm going to put cab last, and I'm going to... What am I going to do? What kind of cab do you want, Pete?
212.
212.
Something, creamy backy.
We got a Zilla cream back here, 212.
You know what? That's perfect. I like Zilla. I like the cream back, so that's good.
So that's the cab.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is as well, like I'm going to set up the second mic already.
No.
We're going to add a 121 and a 57.
And that's what we use here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it like that for now. And then amp-wise, so
there's some kind of...
we got all sorts.
Some, Fendery clean.
Okay.
Please.
We got the double reverb. Double reverb, I'm assuming, is twin reverb.
Yeah. And what you're hearing now is you're hearing straight out of the
Quad Cortex
into our Apollo.
I'm just going to give you some reverb too, because we all need reverb. What kind of reverb do you want? Let's put a bit of hole.
Don't make it too big. It's like a plate thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to make it too big. Okay, try now. Do you want more volume? Or?
Maybe a little bit more volume overall. It's not very loud in the room, but I think that's where people. I don't know, man. It's like if in studio monitors, it always sounds different than 2x12 sitting next to you. But it sounds amazing.
I mean, we could hook it up with the cab, but we figured.
Yes. No. We need to use it as I would expect a lot of people would use it. Like if they use it live, they would be straight into the front of the house desk, and they'll have monitors in, or monitors in front like that, or you use it in a studio setting like we do here. So I don't know. Will people? Yeah, maybe people use like. Can you do 4-cable method
with this?
Yeah,
I'm assuming you can.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
It's amazing. Sure you can.
Right, our double reverb amp is currently everything's at 12 o'clock. We've not done anything to the cab, so what kind of tone do you want? Like a bit of bite on it, or just super clean?
I mean, that sounds great. That sounds pretty good to me. You know what I mean? All right. Maybe a bit more presence. I don't know, but
bright switch.
Maybe a bit longer on the reverb, please.
Yep.
It sounds great, man. I mean, because we did it yesterday. Yeah. Because we used it yesterday, where we were both, Lee and all of us were like, "What?" Yeah. So, but still, how incredibly easy it is to use, and the user interface here looks a bit familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely Helix vibes.
Yeah, which is great because it's so easy, but it's with the touchscreen, I find it even easier with the whole thing. If you hold it down, I noticed.
With this, so you can choose where you want the routing to go.
Yeah, all that different stuff. It's so easy, and I like the way that it comes up underneath with all the, when you click the amps, it comes up, and then you get the setting, you don't have to go to the next page, and all that stuff. It's really intuitive.
And to change your routings and your impedances and what kind of line, you just swipe down from the top. And then for things like just changing what inputs and outputs, it's, basically
just save that. Just show us how you save that thing.
Okay, so save. Let's call this Pete's tone.
Pete's tone. I mean, listen. You can hashtag it.
Yeah, hashtag Danish.
When you save it and you can upload it to your phone.
So when it's on the cloud.
You can share it with me and it's on the cloud.
So if on the cloud you're surfing the cloud and you go hashtag Danish, this will pop up.
What?
Pete Tone.
Pete Tone. Is that Pete Thorne? Pete Tone.
Okay, you know what? We'll just call it then D Pete Tone.
You can call it Danish Pete Tone.
D Pete Tone.
That's good. I mean, it's that easy.
Yeah,
that's it, and it sounds wonderful.
We didn't touch anything.
And who's done all the stuff for this? Did we talk about that yesterday?
Who did
Who's done the captures and all that stuff?
So all the IRs are done by Nolly.
Yeah.
So everything on the cab side of things is done by him.
Yeah.
And then obviously they did all their own amp captures.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, there's so much work gone into. We saw the damn first. Was it like this year or last year? I can't remember. This year.
This year. Well, yeah. The one that we're nearly at the end of.
Yeah, you can't. Anything at NAMM, it's just difficult to, to see where it's going to go. But they've put so much work into that, I can tell.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we tried to capture some of these pedals.
So let's put a pedal in front of it first, just to show people. So.
And also, there's also delays and all sorts of stuff in here. It's got all that stuff.
Choruses, vibratos, trems, whatever you want.
Put a tremolo on. Let's have a little. Just have a little tremolo. Tremolo.
Do we want that in front of the amp?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, when it comes.
Well, actually, I don't know that. That's a question for Meg and Dan. But we'll see. We go get the T-shirt out and see how it comes.
Modulation, and you wanted
just like tremolo.
Tremolo, yeah. That's fine. Okay, so now can you assign that to a foot switch? Yeah, so we're currently in preset mode. If I was going to go up here and click the preset, then you have scene, which is like a combination of different things you can do, and then you would go stomp. So in stomp mode, we access each one. And the thing I like the most here is that, let's say, obviously the blocks represent the lights, the colour of the LEDs. And I was like, but what if I accidentally turned off my amp capture mid-song?
Oh yeah, so
in Stompbox mode. So you just click it and it says here assigned to B. So you just click the X and it's gone. So you can't turn the amp off. Oh, good. Because that's like same with the cab.
Yeah, why would it even?
Yeah, so I'll take the cab.
Be a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Take the cab off. So now we can't use either the amp or the cab, but I can toggle.
Would you then be able to assign something to those A and B switches instead?
I could assign my modulation to
tremolo. So you just go.
I just
assign to
Yeah, and then
it's so easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so now you can then, when you are in stump mode.
There you go. So you press assign, and then it tells you press the stump you want it to be assigned to.
Yeah.
So now we've got the modulation on stump A. Pretty cool. And then I'll go, I'll do the same here. So I'll go, I want this reverb to be assigned to stump B.
Yeah.
So I go like that,
delay or whatever,
and then bosh, and now. There you go. It's mental. It's really easy.
It is really, really easy, isn't it? It's definitely, I can see the future of, this is where the next step is, for me, if you would ask me to, what would be next after Helix and Kemper and stuff.
Be this.
This is kind of the next step in
particularly because I could text you my latest capture and go, you need to check this out.
Yeah, check this out.
Within 30 seconds you can play it. Anyway.
And because of this, which we're going to do now, which is insane.
So I just wanted to chuck just some pedal in front of it so that we can hear, you know, the built-in pedal models versus when we do it. So what kind do you want? Because there's
just
tons.
Like a
British Brews, Governor, and then we got Chief BD2, which is obviously Boss. But then we got Compulsive Drive, Exotic.
Just like an overdrive. Myth Drive, that would be a clon, probably.
Yeah, do you want to try that?
Just to see something clean, some like a little bit.
That's great, man. And that, again, we can tame some of that high end with the cab, or we can add an EQ after if we want. You can do, it's endless, isn't it?
It sounds great, man.
It does. And the feel, how's it feel for you?
It just feels, you know, there's no, I mean, we've talked about this before with like the other Helix and Kemper and that, and now the feel is just, there's no lag anymore.
Yeah.
For me personally, I don't really think there is a lag.
I'm glad you say that, because obviously you're very sensitive to that stuff. Like, I use a lot of digital stuff at home.
Yeah.
But you're very much just amps and stuff, so...
Yeah, well, when I do sessions
Kemper,
and stuff, you know, I'll do
yeah.
Kemper, I'll use the Universal Audio plugins, and I'll just play, you know, I'll plug it straight into the... and there really isn't any lag anymore, any latency or all that stuff, you know. And the feel is there's all the harmonics and, you know, which...
Yeah.
It's come a long way. I mean, if a tube amp plugging straight into a tube amp with a little bit on it, gain on it, is still a special thing because you got the 2x12 and you get the air and all that stuff sitting in front of a studio monitor. It's always a different experience.
Yeah.
So you have to play to that, you know, as you are well aware when you're doing your videos and stuff. You know, you play to the setup, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it sounds so good.
And
anyway,
you can have all the setups.
Yeah, and you can have all the setups. So you can have all of them.
We're going to try and capture a pedal now.
Yes.
So what we need to do is change the routing up a bit. So we're going to put the guitar in there. We've got a couple of patch leads. So now the cool thing is that when you do the capture, we went over this anyway, but I'll just say it again real quick. When you go to do a capture, it gives you a nice diagram of where stuff's meant to go.
Yeah.
And you just follow it as it says. So what we're going to do anyway is we're going to put the input of the Dane. We'll start with the Dane, shall we?
Yes.
So now the input of the Dane goes to capture out, and then the output of the Dane goes to your instrument in, and then your guitar comes to return. Just the way it works. So
there we go. Click. Oh, we need to power in that.
Let's see what we're getting. So it's worth pointing out that you're not going to be hearing the Dane with like an amp model or anything. We're just capturing the pedal, so it's very much like the pedal DI'd almost.
Yeah, and that's never nice.
It's never going to sound amazing. But anyway, if you want to just play real quick so we get an idea of what it sounds like.
Yeah, DI'd overdrive pedals. Yeah, that's cool.
So now we're going to capture it. It won't make any weird sounds because there's no amplification happening, but basically... You say capture, and now off it goes, and then in 2 or 3 minutes we will have the Dane digitally. We can add in front of that preset. So when I click my fingers, we'll hear some tones.
Okay. There you go. There we are.
Yeah, we've captured all of these pedals because we figured it would be a lot faster if we just did that without showing you.
Yeah, it wasn't faster. But
No.
for you, it was.
Yeah. But we've done the Dane. We're going to start there, and then we've also done these 3. So. I guess we figured the best way of doing it was plug the Dane in front of it.
Yeah.
And A-B it, right?
A-B it, yeah. So I think we set it like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Let me load up the first of the captures. So we're going to be bank.
Oh, and then you can set that as a pedal on one of the switches.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so clever.
So let's go.
Well, it's
the Dane.
It's not. Somebody's probably done it before. But it's like. I set that here and then I use the foot switch. Yes, it works like that.
And then I'm going to set... Actually, we'll just do one at a time. How about that? This is the bass tone that we made. And now let's throw on the Dane. Okay. And now...
turn that Dane off.
Let's see. Hopefully the volume levels are similar. Here we go. So it sounds to me...
It needs a little bit more treble on the one in there.
It needs more gain.
Mm. You were just looking over and seeing, was that one that was on, didn't you?
Okay, that's cool.
It's really cool. It's that is exceptionally good.
It's
because
pretty,
that's
pretty
like you don't even need the effects loop, because now you can, you know, what is it called? You can capture your favorite pedals and just stick them in there. You don't need.
I mean, that's what impresses me there is like, oh, we need a bit more gain, so we just dialed quick, bit more treble, then it was like, oh yeah, there it is.
And also you got some different settings there. You bass, mid, and volume, treble instead, so you can probably throw in a bit more bass if you want to. But
it's worth saying that the Neural DSP Quad Cortex isn't quite smart enough to know what controls are on the pedal.
No.
But it gives you gain, 3-band EQ and volume.
Yeah.
Which is pretty damn handy. So
it's insane, isn't it?
Let's try the Tube Screamer. Let's hope that one works.
Now.
So we've done so now we're on to the Tube Screamer. The OG Tube Screamer TS808.
The 0808G. What?
I'm not sure, but I know what you mean. Anyway, here we go. So we've got it hooked up in front. Let's hear it. Okay, and now Quad Cortex. Damn it, it's so good.
What? Just again with the E. So first the... There's a little bit more top end on that, but I mean, if you just dial that in,
again, you could just
like, oh
yeah, you could just chuck a bit of top end on here like that.
That is
touch again.
That is. I mean, that's just killing. That's gonna kill.
It's really
this
good.
feature alone is worth that to get this thing.
Yeah.
To do that with your pedals.
Capturing amps is one thing.
Yeah.
But that is I agree completely. Capturing pedals is like the icing on the cake.
But
really.
they can only do drives, right? At the moment.
Currently, they can only do just like anything harmonic distortion, so like distortion, overdrive, boosts.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Yeah.
And some fuzzes.
Yes.
If a fuzz has any kind of internal gate circuitry, apparently that messes it up.
Yeah.
And obviously time-based stuff like delays, reverbs, tremolos, not yet, is what they've said.
Yeah.
They're working on being able to capture anything.
I mean, it was worth pointing out this morning when we turned it on, there was an update for it. So they're working on it all the time, like, which is just insane.
That is nuts.
Clever minds.
Also, what happens when you stack them both together? So... Not bad, not bad.
And it takes pedals really well straight into it.
That is worth saying,
which is another thing that's worth mentioning, that you can just have that as to your amps and stuff, and then have all your pedals.
It's got 2 effects. Has it got 2 effects?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of not stuck. Anyway.
This is stirring up the pot, isn't it?
Cat amongst the pigeons,
so to
speak. So that was OG TS808.
Yeah.
Let's see what it does with the Field Marshal.
The Fuzz.
Because this one's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, we're now onto the Field Marshal.
Such a good pedal, that. See, you can definitely hear the difference. There's not that fuzzy Velcro-y kind of thing on there, but that's what they did say, you know, which they're working on to be able to capture that. I mean, the tone itself is similar. Yeah. The tone itself, but you don't get that Velcro.
I took some treble and gain off it, so let's just see. So this is the pedal.
You see that?
You can hear that.
You can hear that fuzz, but I mean, still, it captured the tone of it.
I mean, considering they said we can't really capture fuzzes right now, that's a pretty damn good attempt.
That's a pretty damn good attempt, yeah. And it's interesting to see. Yeah, it's interesting to see because, you know, and then we'll do it again when they can. Yeah. Because they've just been updated. You turn it on it's like a Tesla.
It is. But this is the most exciting part of the whole video because we've captured a metal zone. I don't think anyone that was going to think about buying one of these was thinking about capturing a metal zone. So I'm going to do it all for you. Right, we got the metal zone MC.
Oh! Sorry.
So, okay, here we go. This is the original.
Just like my mama likes it.
And then here comes the capture.
It is close, man. It's so close.
It's close.
I mean, we don't need to do it. It's so close that if
it's close enough,
blindfolded of this would be like, I don't know, couldn't tell the difference. I don't.
And
think.
The feel's the same.
And it's just the feel is there. It's not like the pedal is on. It feels the same as the capture is on.
So good. That's so good. And again, like obviously similarly to something like a Kemper, I'm assuming when you set in your parameters on your pedal, it's capturing what it hears, and then it's going to give you a reasonable scope with its 3-band EQ gain and volume. But with that being said, you just simply go in and capture it again if you want a very specific tone out of that device and save it, put it in the cloud, send it to your mate.
But the whole thing is you just capture 4 different settings on the metal zone if you want that.
Yeah.
And then you have metal zone 1, metal zone 2, metal zone 3, and metal zone 4.
And you could have them all out here in stompbox mode and just dance around whatever you want. That's just, Again,
it's clever, man.
Pretty impressed.
And it's just the profile not the profile, the what do you call it?
Capture.
But not the capture, but the preset.
Yeah.
The preset we made came from the stuff inside the box.
Yeah. I think my favourite of all of them so far to listen to was the OG Tube Screamer in front of that preset sounded really, really nice.
I mean, stuff like this keeps boggling my mind, I must admit.
Well, there you go.
It gets better and better all the time. There we go. But should we show them some really cool stuff at the end that we could actually have a jam?
Yeah. So the last thing we wanted to try, which I'm as far as I'm aware does completely work, is that you can run up to 4 instruments with their own processing live at one time.
A bit like Helix, I guess. The big one has got 4 inputs, so you can have like a bass in, and you make them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and have a little jam now. Well, I'm going to plug into input 2 and. Do you want the metal zone or not? Well then.
There you go. That's it.
I think we've pretty much covered everything we can over the last few videos with this.
Yeah. There's 4 videos in total, isn't there? Or is it 3?
Something like that. 3 or 4 videos for you guys to watch.
Yeah.
Basically, we figured we'd try and jam with this.
Yeah.
So Pete's in lane 1, I'm in lane 3. And it's pan. We're kind of coming out of both sides.
Yeah, we're just coming out of both sides there and just going to have a little jam out. And thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell.
Either one.
And all
button
that
or
stuff.
bell button.
Bell button. Links below for all of this stuff. So love you loads.
See you guys later.
Thanks, man. Sounds great, man. That is sick, isn't it?